damn toothpaste is up. Everything's up. Except the paycheck. Oh.
The job market is clearly getting rough, and that is unusual when you have an economy that's still expanding. But we have a number of things going on. We have tariffs going on. We have economic uncertainty going on. We have AI going on. And all those things together have led to a significant slowdown in the jobs market. We even had 1 month, this last month, where jobs may have declined. We don't have those official numbers yet because of the government shutdown, but ADP, the private forecaster, said we lost jobs last month.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Unto the Zay foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. And I was watching this through the spirit, GMS inspiration of the Almighty. He made a beautiful video collage. But when this guy said that one thing, that's what triggered it, like, yo, this is completely diabolical. And what did he said was that they lost jobs. They can't tell you the number because the government shut down. So not only did the government shut down was to ruin people's lives and ruin to ruin people living by cutting jobs off, period, putting majority of the people into poverty, that they can't even sit there and tell the people if they're doing good or bad because they don't give two shits. And then you have people out there, Officer Tatum, he put it in a video and he showed a whole bunch of Jake, because he's a unsi anyway, but it was, I think the title was something about people that has EBTs are complaining about them losing their EBTs, and he decides to put on the video caption, "Get a goddamn job," right? That's a sentiment of the majority of people. That's the average person's greatest defense. And what they fail to realize is, I'll keep on stressing it. I'm going to keep stressing it till it happens. That soon, everybody's going to be without. And for all you people out there, it's like, for us Jakes, when we see about the women, yeah, we have the right to think that way. We have the right to feel that way because we've seen it coming. But you can't get too comfortable with the fact that people are losing, because they're doing that across the board. You have no guarantee that you're going to keep what you have, neither, because the game is rigged. The one thing we've been saying for all these years is happening. It's coming clearer and clearer. It's across the board. All right? This is not a thing of this is going to happen in a couple months and this, that. Nah, it's happening now. The loss of this, and they did it deliberately. All right? I'm going to play the next video because she says it the best. But they played it off deliberately. And they played it off to the point where people turn on one another because they feel a certain way. And certain things you are correct, but it's happening all in one. Okay? Everything's happening all in one. So, boom. People, they mentioned the tariffs, right? The tariffs. So, according to Trump, he was saying that the tariffs is a good thing. We're going to bring back jobs to America. This, that, to the third. We're going to get rid of the migrants. And, America's going to be great again. But look what really happened. The migrants who are doing the farming for produce, fresh fruits and everything like that, you took them out. You put fear in the streets. So now they can't work. Okay? Basic labor work, nobody can get no basic labor work. Then you install the AI. Now, video circulating. They have a new AI where you put the food into the shopping cart and you automatically paying for it. What the man said in the video, by them doing that or making that happen, that's going to get rid of the cashiers. Oh, that's some other people that was working, right? So you getting rid of people that's have jobs or is basic entry jobs, and you just took that away from them. Now most people sit there and say, "Oh, they should go out there and get better jobs." Okay, or get yourself an education. Okay, let's see how you're gonna feel. This is why we don't feel no sympathy for the majority of people. Period, because people judge people on the most vilest things and have no empathy. Just like when Captain Kirk got sent into Enterprise. Before he got sent into Enterprise, he said that the word empathy is a misused word. Well, guess what? Nobody's having empathy for anybody because nobody gives a damn, and it's obvious something ain't right. Something's not right. Things are not. People are complaining for a reason. It's not just a complaint because they live in a first world country. They complaining because there's nothing for them to look forward to. All right. And so people have thrown out the whole term of being sympathetic to anything. So now let me give you another person that did the the right way of doing things, and let her say what she's saying.
Let's look.
I got laid off from my corporate job yesterday. And I think that this is the reality for a lot of Americans right now, and it needs to be shared because America is not doing well right now. We have a 94% prediction rate that the recession is going to come, but yet our freaking administration hasn't even made the move to actually say that a recession is coming. And let's actually call it what it is, a depression. People can't afford groceries, they can't afford rent, they can't afford buying houses, they can't afford having babies, they can't afford having the kids in general if they already have them. We are not in a good spot, y'all. I know that I'm just a number in a company, but I thought I was okay. You're going to think that you're okay because you've worked there for so long, where you have the right experience. Because I have an undergraduate in marketing, a master's in business, 6 years of paid social media experience, both on a strategist and manager level. I have done people management for at least 3 years. I'm a senior level in my career. And yet, when I was hired to do a senior level role, I was forced into entry level positions. In 1970, the minimum.
And that, my friends, is what a college education in America gets you. Absolutely nowhere. That's the saddest thing you could ever hear. It was funny as hell. I mean, I could let this guy play, but I'm not gonna. So that's the saddest thing you could hear. You went out there, you did as they tell you to do, and then you hear a lot of people telling the same stories. They keep popping up. They went out there and did what they was told to do. So go out there, get themselves an education, so they could have a house, have this and that. You have grown folks who can't leave their parents' house because they can't afford it. They can't afford to get out their own parents' house, let alone live alone. Then they're working for nothing. The amount of money that they make from what is required in order to live, it doesn't add up. So we in some beautiful times. Zephaniah and 1 and 9, I think. No, Zephaniah 1 and 10. It shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, there shall be a noise of the cry from the fish gate, and a howl from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. Which is talking about what? What we all know as Wall Street. Okay? What we know as Wall Street is collapsing. This financial system is collapsing right before our eyes. And the key thing of all of this is what? There ain't no fucking jobs. So when people out there telling people, yo, just get your ass out to get work, and or a Trump administration is putting the mandatory for people that was receiving this thing, well, you have to show yourself that you're making X amount of hours and this, that, the third. How are they going to make an X amount of hours when the opportunity is not granted, even to the lowest cost of anything? And people don't go to these things just for a seasonal thing. This is people's livelihoods at stake. But this society is so sick and they don't give a damn about the poor or how the economy is working. This is how they perceive everything. All right. They don't give two shits about no one. So those that in Wall Street, that's why you know this is a control. That's what the world is looking for. Controlled demolition of the entire economy. That's what all this is about. The economy is a controlled demolition. At any moment, at any time, they could pull the rug. But rather than just pulling the plug, pulling the rug, they just keep postponing it. But eventually, it's going to crash, and that's the Lord that's doing it. All right. Isaiah 19. It was going to come out anyway. 19 and 14. No, 15 to the point. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So from blue collar job to white collar job, they ain't no fucking jobs. Even Amazon is cutting off corporate, not the workers. They even cutting off corporate. I think they said 27,000, and they're trying to bring in 600,000 AIs to replace people. But they're gonna bring in 25,000, no, 250,000 people in. So 600,000 jobs lost, and they're gonna replace it with AI. So these devils, there ain't no fucking jobs, yo. There is no jobs. There's no way for anybody to live in this society. Proving once again that this place is beyond repair. This place is gone. All right. Ecclesiastes 3 and 12 and 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. That's what that man was. He was a keeper of the house, an economist. All right. And they are going to tremble because the results, they're left out for dead. They see it coming. They know it's coming. And what's coming? The downfall of America. See, everybody have the same complaint at the same time, yet they're inflating the cost of everything, the cost of living, the cost of the results that is given. They keep deflating. Now that with the government shutdown, like the man said, they can't tell the difference because the government shut down. So they did it deliberately. All right, they shut it down deliberately. So now, remember Trump said he fired the last couple of people that gave him bad job reports. So he's like, well, we don't need them anyway. And he was trying to save face anyway. The holiday season coming in. Since the holiday season coming in, guess what they're doing? Now nobody knows the actual number because the news is not going to say it. So America's in a bad place right now. This is and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinding cease, because they are few, and those that look at the windows are darkened. That's why everybody has the same complaint. This is not like our grandparents or our great grandparents' way of thinking. All right, we can't afford a house. Everybody lives in caves. Some people in the main city like New York got to get rooms. You got to rent rooms. All right, in order to survive. And then the room that you're renting is damn near the price of what it was a one-bedroom apartment. It says, and doors shall be shut in the streets because of martial law. And we had this already during the pandemic, when the sound of the grinding is low, meaning there's not that many jobs out there. And the only people that's keeping their jobs, not even the government. All right. You got to know somebody. So count your blessings if you have one. Okay. Count your blessings. But overall, this shit is going down. And it's going to be a common thing. All right. Count your blessings if you have. May the Lord protect you and yours. But don't boast about this, because when people can't get, they normally take. All right. And as far as the elect goes, the Lord got us. Lord, we're not part of the elect. The Lord gonna take care of us. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nations. Shalom.